Welcome. In this video, we will try to understand some of the major held myths and in fact what kind of inequalities still exist in Indian education system. So last week a very important policy, new education policy 2020 was approved by cabinet, and since then a lot of people in favor or in against have come up and give their view. Now this particular in this video we will particularly discuss about few of the findings of the NSO survey. NSO is your National Statistical Office. These people have particularly conducted a survey in terms of what kind of inequalities still exist in Indian education system, and also from that regard how NEP could try to plug that gap. So let's start. The first thing that we have to know is a very important suggestion which was made in the new education policy is that to encourage school education in mother tongue. So it has mentioned that till 5th grade the medium of instruction for student is going to be in the language of mother tongue. So that is one of the way through which it is trying to provide impetus to the regional language, local language, so that the domination of any language, for an example Hindi or English, could be checked and we could work towards preserving the language. So that is one of the major point which was raised by the National Education Policy 2020. Now, if you look at the findings of the NSO survey, it is find out that there is a deep aspiration for imparting English medium education to children. Like a lot of parents, even the one who does not belong to a from poor household, those people are also trying their best to provide English medium education to their kids. So this is like a major push has been given towards the English medium education to children in present world. And from the society point of view, it does make sense because for getting a job in India has moved towards the service sector. Like we have jumped from primary to tertiary sector directly, and the service sector that India is in the globalized place, we need to have English language learning, and because of it a lot of parents had been pushing their children for having an English medium education. Now let's also try to see that even when there is a lot of aspiration towards getting the English medium education, the access is very unequal. So not everybody is going to get the benefit of the English medium education. And the finding of the survey says that at the bottom of socio-economic ladder, people are more likely to study humanities than professional course. Now it has been said that people from the lower economic strata, they are not able to study for professional courses. Your professional courses include your medical studies, your commerce studies, then you have your engineering degree, law. All these things are not being accessible to the people who are at the bottom of socio-economic ladder, and most of the courses that they are studying includes humanities. So if you see the GNU and the DU, all these places, they have lot of courses availability in humanities at a subsidized rate. That could be one of the factor because of it the people at the lower socio-economic ladder are not able to avail professional courses is because of the prices. And hence the NEP also talks about how we have to tag the prices, like cap the prices at certain limits so that the education became more affordable and more inclusive in its reach. So this is one of the other thing which has been mentioned. Now again another finding of the survey is at the bottom of socio-economic ladder are much likely to have access to English medium education. So the private school in any city, mostly they are charging exuberant amount, and that is one of the reason again because of which the socio-economic ladder has not been able to access the English medium education. Also an important factor is girls are less likely to be getting English medium education. This could come from the general gender bias that if there are limited resources, that particular resource is still more prominently go towards the male in the family as compared to the girl child. So these things are still very prevalent in Indian society, and National Education Policy of 2020 is trying to figure out things around it by first of all providing a kind of a common platform, common pedagogical method as well as common framework of curriculum for private and public school. So these kind of things will eventually help in trying to plug the inequality gap. So that's one thing. Now, a very major finding, and in fact, a kind of a myth buster, is that generally it was believed that the Muslims are sending their children to the madrasas. But this particular survey debunked the thing and says that there is no data to support it. It's not the case. In fact, Muslims are sending their children to the proper school. And another finding of this survey is, in fact, in the metropolitan cities, in the large cities of India, it is found that the Muslims are, as a percentage, they are sending more children to the English medium school as compared to the Hindus in that region. So these are the some basic findings of the survey. Now let's move ahead and see other things. Another important finding is that related to the kind of courses that people are taking. So it says the student from the richest 20% of this society are 17 times more likely to be studying law than those from the poorest 20%. So the higher strata of the society is more inclined to study the law as compared to the poorest 20%. Few of the reason could be, even though the law education itself is not very expensive in India, we have national law school, but the number of school in itself is very less, and then also the whole practice of starting on your own practice takes a lot of income, and because of it poor people are not very much comfortable with the kind of profession the law would be. So these are certain things which this survey talks about. Next is also talk about how humanity is more prominently a subject for ST. So the ST population are more inclined to take subjects of humanity as compared to any other subject. So that is another finding of this survey. Now also one thing we have to know is the regional imbalance with the imparting of English language as a medium of instruction. So if you say in Bihar, just 6% of students were receiving English medium education. So Bihar come at the bottom of this data, and you can see only 6% of the students here are getting the education in English medium. While on the other hand, it is huge as 63% in Telangana and a staggering 95% in Jammu and Kashmir. So Jammu and Kashmir has the maximum number of students who were studying the English medium education. So that's one another finding of the NSO survey. So these are the major things. Let's also try to understand these things graphically. So first, if you see the chart 1A, you will be able to see that in SC, the major block, the orange which you see over here, is to the courses of humanities, and the major chunk of here is related to humanity. Now look at the law, it's very less. Very few people in the ST categories are actually going for studying law, management, or any other thing. In fact, there is no probability of reading management. Management is not being studied by SC and OBC. If you see then the others, there is this blue line. If you see in ST, SC and OBC, management is not being taken as a course, which now from this chart we can see that there could be a need for a affirmative action in terms of policy to encourage studying of management in these section of society as well. Now look at the chart 2B. In chart 2B, you can directly see that how many students by percentage of caste they are getting English medium education. So for SC it is 14.9, while for OBC it is 23%, ST 16.8%, and for others it is 37.9. So it still means that ST, SC and OBC still lag behind in terms of the equality in getting the English medium education. So these are the few findings which can help the policy maker to decide on what kind of action needed to be taken so that we can decrease the inequalities which presently persist in the education system. Also, let's try to see the regional imbalance. So if you see, this is the ratio of upper caste and SC student receiving English medium education across state. So if you see in Bihar, it is the major differences. So the higher caste is taking a lot of English medium education as compared to the SC students in that area. But that particular thing, if you see, it's taper down, and in states like erstwhile state like Jammu and Kashmir and Assam, it goes back to 0.7. In Assam, it's just 0.7, which means that here the English medium education is almost on parity between the upper caste and SC student. Also, the next graph, if you see on chart 4, you can see that Muslims attend English medium schools more than Hindus in 10 out of 20 large areas. So, which means that in major large cities, in fact, by percentage, the Muslims are sending their children more towards the English medium school. So these are the basic findings, and these are very important from the perspective of your mains writing. Even while writing the essay, you can quote all these examples. Like if there is an essay on the topic of the problems of education, you can talk about the problem of inequality lying within the education in terms of medium of instruction, in terms of the type of course which is being taken by people. So these will help you to write more enriched answer in your essay. I hope you have understood the concepts of this video. For on any doubt, please comment. Thank you.